guys, what is up? So, I think the last video I put out, I just recorded one about vaping. As I've announced here on my channel, I'm doing a lot of different things. I don't have just one thing. I probably should. But I just recorded one about vaping, and because my health is important to me, and kind of trying to tie everything in. Every topic I do, I'm trying to kind of tie it all into health, mental, emotional, physical well-being, all that kind of thing. So I did just record one about vaping, because I've been trying to do that lately instead of smoking cigarettes. But I haven't posted it yet. So let's talk about the topic at hand, which is, where the hell have I been? This is kind of just an update video. I just wanted to put this out and say that I'm sorry I haven't been around. I know I don't have that many subscribers yet, but I really do want to build a community here. This channel is extremely important to me. I started it earlier in the year, and at that time I was still going through a lot of struggles, a lot of changes. I just came out of a 4 or 5 year period of hell, basically. Lots of stories to tell, lots of things to share, lots of struggles and hardships. That continued throughout the rest of this year, all through the summer. I was going through a lot of things, you know, and if your foundation isn't solid and you're not aligned with your, call it your higher self, call it your oversoul, call it your star player, like Cat Williams says, if you're not aligned with your shit right and your foundation isn't right, your home, your balance, your transportation, your income, all those basic things, then you're not going to be right. And then you don't have time for creativity, which is kind of what was happening to me. So I didn't want anybody to think that I just started this and didn't intend to finish it, or that I'm just bullshitting, because I'm not. It's been all I have thought about, is wanting to get time to get back to my creativity, my YouTube channel, video content, writing, singing, all kinds of things. And really, I've been in a fight for my life. I mean, that's what was going on with me, even up to just a couple months back. But some major shifts have happened. Some wonderful things have happened in my life, and I want to share that. You know, I came through. I came out the other side. Yes, okay. And I know it's been a while since I've had some content out. I think the last thing I really talked about was standing even more firm in your boundaries. I think I put that out a couple months ago about the spiritual war I felt was going on, and it was that the negative energies were going to be eating their fucking Wheaties, for lack of a better word, and coming at us even more and trying everything they can, because we're getting stronger now. We're coming out the other side. We're starting to see the benefits of all that we were working for all that time. I know I am, and I'm so grateful for it. And I've been wanting to come on and share this with you guys, but you know, timing is everything. And so I can feel it. It almost feels like it's chased me half of my life, but I feel it now more than ever. And that's kind of what the last video I put out was about. It was about standing firm in our boundaries, and the negative forces are manipulative. They will do anything. That negative energy. People often ask, even I found myself asking this question years back before I had studied up a little more and gone through some more things and gotten a better understanding. I even used to ask, why is it when I'm really trying to do well that everything starts getting worse for me for some reason? Everything. What's Murphy's Law? Anything that can go wrong will. Okay. I kind of have that outlook on it. And a lot of people still ask that. Damn. Why does it seem like when I'm trying so hard, I've made the decisions, I'm doing the right things, and it just feels like everything screws up on me even worse? Okay. I know what that is now. I know exactly what that is. It's out there, and it wants to stop us. The people that are in the light workers, the people that are on their shit, they are outspoken, they are full of love and compassion, they are fierce, they are standing in their boundaries, they are showing the way for others and being an example just so full of life and light and awareness and knowledge and working hard on themselves. Okay. All of that. The negative energies can't stand that shit. And of course, it wants to come after us and try to stop us any way that it can. We are justice-minded. We are interested in being an example to others and helping others set themselves free. We're not interested in rescuing anybody. We've worked through a lot of our toxic emotions, the need to save people, being a victim. We've worked through a lot of that stuff, okay? And, you know, we're at a point where we're getting really fucking strong and bright and shiny and back in our spirit again. We are manifesting wonderful things for ourselves. We're starting to see the benefit of all that time we were struggling, okay? And we kept the faith in ourselves and we kept fucking going. And the negative can't stand that shit. It is a true spiritual war. I have felt it coming after me for a long time. And I talked about in that last video how it'll do anything. It will do anything to stop you. It wants us working for its agenda. It wants us miserable, sick, broken, chaotic, off of our shine, off of our awareness, not being in our full power. It wants us clouded and confused. And it'll use anyone or anything that it has to distract us, to stop us. It might work through a family member who might be sick and needy and pulling on your time and energy all the time. It might work through a lover, a romantic partner who might be, well, don't you love me? Aren't you going to spend time with me? It might come in a form that doesn't seem like a big deal to you. That's how it gets you. And next thing you know, it's been a day, 2 days, every weekend, all your free time. You haven't done any of your work. You're slacking at work. You're slacking on your personal hobbies. Your spirit's kind of getting run down. You don't have any more personal time for yourself. Okay, I went through a situation that, wow. You have to guard your energy now more than ever. And pay attention to everyone around you. Not just strangers and not just people you think aren't any good for you. You have to watch the people close to you as well, because sometimes, unfortunately, it's working through them. If they aren't on their shit and they aren't trying to work on themselves and they are self-medicating and on purpose, not getting up and going to a therapist, not reaching for the light, not studying, they are not on their shit and they are purposely causing chaos in their own life, therefore causing it in yours, it's working through them. So you have to be very guarded around sometimes people you love the most. Okay, so that's kind of what I talked about in the last video a couple months back that I posted. Now, let's talk about the good that's been happening. And you know, sometimes after we've gone through hell for so long, for so many years, shit came out from under us. Shit came from out of nowhere. Every time we looked up, damn, it was something else. Another tragedy, another struggle. Oh shit, I'm not going to be able to do this. I just lost that. You know how after you've been through struggling for a long time, you're kind of scared to get happy. You're kind of anxious and on edge, and you're kind of scared to, you get caught in some toxic bubble, especially if you have lived long term with an alcoholic or an addict or a fucking narcissistic person. The psychological brain fuck that does on you, even if you're a strong person and you have training prior to getting with them or being around that all the time, it still does a mind fuck on you. So you have to clean out your entire system after being influenced by something like that for too long. And it can have you full of doubt. It can really, the residue that it leaves on you, you'll be anxious and scared to talk about the wonderful things that are happening for you. You know, and being around a narcissistic person too long, I need to make a video about that. They have a way of controlling you, coercive control and controlling you. They have a way of putting things and saying things and treating you so that you almost feel terrified to be happy. That's right. The way they operate and their miserable mentality and the way they treat you when you are happy, it's almost like they hate it. you'll notice I wish that was me. They will have some commentary every time something good happens for you. So, after long-term exposure to certain types of people, you really have to do some work on yourself and clear that residue. You'll find yourself coming out of all that stuff kind of scared to be happy at first. Kind of scared to express, hey, I'm me. I'm not you. I'm not that. I'm me, and I feel great. I'm happy about this. I'm happy about that. I'm working. This is manifesting for me. You kind of just get scared. You're scared because not only because of the narcissistic influence that was over you, and it seemed to make them so jealous or so miserable every time you said anything good about yourself or anything happy or successful, but also just your own struggles, like shit kept going wrong. So yeah, all of that can pile up on you, and I have to fight those feelings off and find my balance. Now, I don't consider it bragging. A lot of people are afraid, oh, well, people will think I'm bragging too much or, whatever. I find my balance with that kind of thing because a lot of the time I'm on social media speaking about very serious, heavy topics. So I always try to make sure to counterbalance, to kind of balance it out by always coming back and also talking about something good that has happened for me and how grateful and blessed I am about it, okay? So I try to balance talking about both. I'm real, okay, all day long. I'm going to talk about the bad shit. I'm going to share whatever the hell I want to say and get it out there and get it off my chest or call it out, whatever the hell I need to do. I'm a serious motherfucker like that. But when things are good, I'm also going to speak up and let everybody know. And that's not bragging. That is how I express my humility and gratitude. I would feel terrible if I didn't. So I do try to get on and share when good things have been happening. So after a long, hard summer of struggling, and I had a car that I bought it for cash when the pandemic started last year, and it was a piece of shit, okay? I was thankful to have a car, though. I kept driving it. I really didn't want to take on a car note. But again, I was also caught up in a lot of self-doubt. Oh, you just can't do that. You can't do this. What are you going to do? If this car comes out from under you, you're dead. You have nowhere to go. Your car is your job. I'm in that scenario. My car is my job. I use it for deliveries. And I was kind of caught up in that I can't do it fear. Okay? And I had to do a lot of hard work on myself this past year and this past summer with the help of some mentors and teachers and things I listened to and studied. Thank God for them. I was able to come through that, and I was able to fight through that anxiety and to keep my personal strength and the faith in myself and keep going and keep going. But I did worry all summer. My car was having terrible problems. It was uncomfortable. It had no struts. It was dangerous. It was flying all over the road when I hit a bump. No air conditioning. Uncomfortable as hell. I was really suffering. And I'm out having to do deliveries in 100-degree heat. It's hot down here in the South. So yeah. But you know what? I got up every day and I went. That's right. I didn't let that beat me. I didn't sit around and cry about it. No. I got in that fucked up car and I went every day. And I kept going and I kept going. Trying to align my process. I've been working my process all year now. You have to start with your foundation because I lost everything. Okay? That's going to be in an upcoming video, the story of that. Pretty much lost everything and ended up homeless a couple years back and sleeping in my damn car. So I've been working my process, building back. And, I got my little place, my little studio apartment about 2.5 months ago. Got that situated, the perfect place for me. Then I knew I needed to move on to the car next. I knew it was coming. I didn't know what I was going to do about it. I really didn't know if I could afford a car note, all that pressure. Didn't know if I could get financed. It was just really keeping me in knots, you guys, okay? Because it's my whole life. But I knew that was something I needed to deal with next. All of that had to go on and get sort of aligned before I could ever really get back to my creativity. Trying to find good time management, get enough rest, get enough hours at work so I can sustain my life, I had to go through all that. That's why I haven't been on, okay? It's not that this channel isn't important to me or that I'm full of shit. No, I fully intend to continue to finish what I started and build a community here. I want to do that. It's important to me. And I will make time. I will make time. But good things have aligned for me in the past couple of months. And man, just to be able to stand here and say that, I was able to, my car was getting to the point where every day it wasn't wanting to start. It was dying on me in the middle of the interstate. And literally my whole life was flashing before my eyes every time. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. And it was really down to the wire. I was like, you better do something now. Call a dealership. See if somebody will finance you. And I really don't have great credit. And I have zero in the bank. I don't have anything going on right now. I'm working my way up, okay? So, fortunately, I took action. I said, you got to deal with this. You got to figure something out. Maybe somebody will work with you on a trade-in for no money down. Surely something out there can happen for you. And I made a few phone calls, and long story short, yes. I got very blessed. I spoke with a particular dealership. They were willing to finance me. They only, they needed to check out a few things, and everything matched up to their specifications. And they had just the car I needed. It was kind of a miracle. I was looking for a very small, compact, fuel-efficient car because I deliver. And they had a little cherry red. I've never had, well, probably about 15 years ago, I did have a cherry red car. Not for very long. But it's this little cherry red 4-door Mazda. And they had trouble selling it because it's a stick. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. That's all I used to drive. I've had automatics for the past few years, but stick is all I used to drive. And I'm like, I'll take it. That's fine with me. And I think I've really got a good deal on this one. They financed it for me, and it only had 60,000 miles on it. This is a used car. It's 2011 model, but it's in really beautiful condition. It runs immaculately. It has cold air conditioning. It actually has a stereo that works. It doesn't jar me all over the road when I'm driving it. It's not dangerous. It's like, oh my God, did I really get this? Did I really manifest this? Everything I saw in my vision all summer while I was suffering in that other car. No stereo, no air, dangerous, uncomfortable like riding in a tank, bouncing, it bounced. Terribly dangerous, awful, uncomfortable car. But everything that I got up and went to work every day anyway in the sweltering heat in that car, everything that I went through the summer, I saw it in my vision. One day I'm going to have a very nice car to do my work in, and it's going to be okay. And I kept going and I kept going, and it manifested for me, and I'm not scared to speak out on that because I know that I'm blessed. I know that I'm divinely protected, and I knew that it was all coming anyway. It was just a matter of time. That's how I get up out of bed and keep going every day, because I already know. I already know it's coming, okay? But we have to be careful, we don't want to get too cocky. But, and we want to make sure that we are staying humble and gratitude, and that we're making the right decisions and sticking to what we say we're going to do. But yes, that happened for me. So those are some good things that have been happening while I've been off YouTube and been away. And I'm just so blessed and so grateful to have it, even though I do have a car note now to be responsible for. It's okay. It's worth it. It's challenging me to be even better. And I'm just so proud that I was able to manifest that for myself. Thankful to the universe. And I've got my little place and I've got my little car. And I deserve that. I deserve it. I didn't deserve what I was going through. But I put myself there. Okay? I didn't deserve that shit I was living in and all that I went through. But I put myself there, and I was responsible for getting myself out, which is what I had to do. And I went through a lot of emotional work the last year. The last 5 or 6 years. Hell, I've been doing emotional work all my life, but especially the last year. Lots of hardcore emotional work, lots of heartbreaking things, lots of realizations and study and just really working through a lot of things, man. And so that's kind of where I am right now. I've got that much lined out. I'm starting a new job next week. I was in the restaurant industry for 18 years. I took a 5-year break, and I'm going back. I love working in restaurants. I love being a server. Knock it if you want. It's good money. It's fast money. It's fast paced. I love doing it. Meeting, greeting, feeling good. So I'm going to get to go downtown and work. Waiting tables a couple days a week. And I'm going to keep doing DoorDash because I love being self-employed as well. I wouldn't want to be on the clock full time. I love DoorDash. It has a lot of freedom in it. I can do a lot of things while at work. Delivering orders. I can listen to NPR. I can listen to podcasts. I can film things between orders. I love photography. I can stop and take photographs of things. I can call the shots with DoorDash as long as I stay within the work requests. And so it's great. So I've got that going on. So that's basically what I've been trying to sort of get lined out and get out of my way. Building myself back up from scratch and finding the balances that I so desperately needed with my loved ones and the people in my life that I care about, and then toxic situations and just so many things to balance out and really get good and comfortable with my new energy and taking my power back because I deserve it. Now, I put myself in some situations and I own that. And while I was going through all that hardcore struggle, I wasn't sitting there in my mind like some self-pity, poor little me victim. No, I really wasn't. Because I always look at it this way. I owed in. I made some fucking mistakes in the past. I fucked up. I made some bad choices. I hurt some people. Some people hurt me. I'm not ashamed to say that. And I had to pay that shit back. I know about the universal laws. I've always known that. So I don't always just go, ooh, when things start going bad for me. I probably owe that shit. And I always just take it in stride and go, okay, however long the universe wants me to have to go through this stressful path to get the lessons I need and to make sure that I know what I did wrong in the past and that I'm really on the right path now and that I'm learning all I can while I'm down here in this struggle and stress. Use it to my advantage, and that is basically what I tried to do. Even though the shit got hardcore and it got maddening over the years, the last few years, I still tried to use it for something, okay? And so that's just kind of what it was. I knew that I was going through a long stretch of what felt like karma to me to a degree. Some things that I owed because none of us are perfect. But then a part of it, I knew it was because of choices I'd made and things that I was still deciding to stay involved with that was causing my life to be that way. Poor time management, poor choices in who I allowed around me, not saying no enough, not fierce enough on my boundaries enough, not having enough self-respect and fucking faith in myself, okay? There were some things that were keeping me trapped, keeping me in pain, keeping me confused. I didn't deserve that shit, but that's what I put myself in. That's what I was working through. So, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm back now, and like I say, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be working on good time management, balancing my 2 jobs, making sure that my basic needs are met, my health and nutrition, my rest, my income. And then I can't wait. I'm going to be working on creative projects, creating more content for you guys, and all the other creative things that I love, writing and singing, and God knows what else. The possibilities are endless. I just love doing so many things. But I wanted to share that with you guys because I know I put out a lot of content sometimes that is very heavy, struggle-oriented, and I never want to go without saying how blessed I feel, and I want to get that spirit back about me, and I want to let you know, no matter how hardcore it is, no matter how hopeless you think it is, as long as you apply yourself, and that's what you want, and you don't give up, you will manifest what you want. As long as you are really working on yourself and merging more with your higher self and being aware and mindful of things, making better decisions, staying in your boundaries, you can achieve anything you want. So hopefully it's up from here. I felt the shift. I have felt several shifts in the last few months, and I just knew it. I just felt it. It's like there's no going back. There's no going back to what was. I felt that. And but yeah, it does take a lot of time to have a successful channel, you know, and that finding that balance is what has always been extremely important to me. You know, being able to survive and take care of responsibilities, but also have the time to create, have the time to share. I love that. You know, I want to have that balance. That's extremely important to me. And, you know, it takes a lot to make these videos, and you have to sit down and sometimes edit them. And, you know, if you want to put music to them or make them nice, all that stuff takes time. So it's a commitment, but it's cool. All right, you guys. Well, I really appreciate you watching my videos. And you guys like my little pumpkin earrings? Aren't they cute? It's October, yo. I love October. Hell yeah. I'm in the mood. Got on all my orange. This is my absolute favorite time of the year. So I'm really excited. And I'm just going to keep working. I'm going to keep throwing gratitude. I'm going to keep making the right decisions. I'm going to keep standing firm in my boundaries. And I'm going to keep working on myself and manifesting the goodness that I deserve. Okay? So that's what's up with me. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll have more stuff for you soon.